The following story was written as part of a fully online writing class designed and taught by author Meagan J. Meehan. The stories from this class were subsequently printed in an anthology series titled Wicked Writing Volume 1, courtesy of Stitched Smile Publications. To join the next class, email Meagan J. Meehan directly at artsycr8TIVEINT@gmail.com. To purchase a copy of the book, visit its Amazon page, linked in the description below. And to learn more about Stitched Smile Publications, visit their official website at www.stitchedsmilepublications.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Meagan and her authors, and enjoy the story. I roll over onto my side. I can't sleep. It was muffled, but I swear I heard a scream or something from next door. Maybe it was just my imagination, but I should probably go check it out. I grab my phone from my nightstand. Ugh, it's only 2 a.m. Slowly rolling out of bed, I turn on the light and throw on a sweater, jeans, and some shoes. I leave my room and instinctively turn on some more lights as I head through the kitchen, out the front door. I head down my driveway, onto the road toward my neighbor's house, and I see a strange, dark light coming from the front door. Then again, I'm pretty sure they've always had that same light since I moved into my house last summer. I swear they keep it on all day and all night. I pull out a cigarette and decide to have a quick smoke before I go in to try to get back to sleep. Standing in front of my neighbor's house, I can see a part of their backyard from the side. They have one of those outdoor string lights with multiple light bulbs hanging off of it, and as my eyes linger down, I see a dark figure behind it. It looks like it might be a person, on all fours or crouched down. I squint at it, but remain still. Whatever it is, it's not moving, but somehow I can tell that it's definitely looking my way. I hear a noise from the house next to theirs, so I turn to take a quick look, but there's nothing there. I look back, and the figure I saw is gone. Maybe I'm just seeing things, like when I'm in bed looking around my room and sometimes the darkness forms itself into a figure. Just my mind playing tricks, I guess. Suddenly antsy, I decide to walk further down the road while I'm smoking. Hopefully getting some fresh air during a light stroll will help me sleep. But as I'm walking, I notice the streetlights seem different, like a darkish brown color. I'm a bit colorblind myself, but it's sort of what I see when I try to perceive the color red. Maybe they finally replaced the bulbs since most of them are burnt out. Eventually, I reach the old research center. They were trying to develop new forms of electricity for the community here, but unfortunately, they ran out of money and couldn't pay their bills. They had to close down a few months ago, which is too bad, honestly. There were talks that they were onto something. Strange, though. I swear I could see lights on inside. Maybe they got more funding. Suddenly, an ambulance speeds around the corner past me with its sirens on. I jump, and I think that's my cue to walk back home. As I'm walking back onto my driveway, I take another look at the neighbor's house. The light is still on at the front, and everything seems quiet as usual, perhaps even more so. So, not paying attention, I of course walk into my car, setting off the alarm and scaring me so badly that I fell to the ground. Oh, Jesus Christ! I fiddle around in my right pants pocket. I'm almost certain I left my keys in this pair of jeans. Just then, though, I find them, and I take them out to turn off my car alarm. Damn, I bet I woke up the whole neighborhood with that one. I get back up, brush the grass off of myself, and open the front door. As I walk into the kitchen, though, I pause and look around. I know I left the lights on, but they also seem different, sort of like the streetlights were. Again, this weird darkish brown color. Absently, I pull out some peanut butter and throw some bread in the toaster. Peanut butter and toast with a little bit of milk usually does help me fall asleep. I grab a glass, open the fridge, and pour some milk. I grab a butter knife to wait for the toast, and stare mindlessly at the toaster while waiting. As I take a sip of my milk, I heard a strange sound. Quickly, I turn around and immediately start choking in surprise. There's someone or something in my living room, just outside the kitchen. I try not to make a noise, but I'm going to cough from the milk soon. And just as it's looking around, it finally breaks through. It quickly turns to me in the kitchen and starts rushing toward me. I try to make a break for my room, but it tackles me to the ground. Hey, what are you doing? I see that it's my neighbor. What the hell? Get off of me! But he's not joking around. I can tell he wants to hurt me, maybe even kill me. He's using so much force, if I don't do something soon, he's going to overpower me. I grab his left arm with mine and try to push him off with my right. He lifts his right hand, makes a fist, and hits my right arm in the middle. I scream in pain. I think he broke it. He starts digging his nails into my chest and scratching at my face. I can't defend myself with only one hand. I look around, only to see the knife to my left. I dropped it when he tackled me. I try to reach out to grab it, but he's got me pinned down and his aggression is overwhelming. I don't know what to do, but the pain is becoming unbearable. All of a sudden, the toaster launches my toast, which distracts him. This is my chance. I quickly grab the knife and jab it into his face as hard as I can. As he falls on top of me, I slide away from him and try to catch my breath. It takes me a few seconds to process the fact that he's lying suspiciously still. Holy shit. I think I killed him, I whisper to the empty air around me. I grab my phone out of my pocket and dial 911. Hello, 911? What's your emergency? Hi. I think my neighbor tried to kill me. I think I killed him. I need help. I start to fade. I think it's from the pain. My vision starts to get blurry and I can't understand what I'm saying, much less what the 911 operator is saying. And suddenly, before I could say or do anything else, everything goes black.
Sending a car to your house right now, sir. Please stay on the line.
I open my eyes. I'm in a hospital bed. I look down at my arm, and it's in a cast. There's a man in the bed next to me.
Hey, kid, you awake?
I am now.
All right, good. Then you need to get out of here.
I try to move around a little. What? Why?
Haven't you noticed the strange shit that's happening?
Yeah, my neighbor just tried to kill me.
Yeah, okay. I had something similar happen to me. I was working at the Ditech Industries Research Center in the South End, and...
Sorry, the old research center?
Yeah, that's the one. Now let me finish. My colleagues and I were testing a new type of energy source. Some of our scientists discovered a stone that was emitting some form of energy, and this old abandoned town not far from here. Or at least, they thought it was abandoned. While they were extracting it, they found that locals were worshiping it. They were warned not to take it, but they did anyway.
But why? What are they using it for?
To make a long story short, I was part of the team that did the testing, and we converted the stone's energy into electricity. We decided to test it at midnight, but something went horribly wrong. I noticed the light produced from the electricity was unusual, and my coworker started to act strange. He attacked me, and he was going to kill me, just like your neighbor. But during the struggle, I used my pen to pierce through his eye and disarm him. If I hadn't done that, I'd probably be dead.
Wordlessly, I look away toward the window.
You don't believe me.
I don't know what to believe.
Well, how do you explain your neighbor trying to kill you then?
I don't know. Maybe he was on some bad drugs or something.
Okay, fine. So then, what about the exact same thing happening to me too?
I stay silent.
That's what I thought.
So then, what exactly do you think is causing people to go crazy?
I think it's the light that's causing it. The electricity from the stone is somehow affecting people through the light and power it's creating.
Okay, so let's say this is true. What do you want from me?
I need you to take my ID badge and turn off the machine at the research center.
What? Why can't you do it? The old man lowers his blanket, showing multiple wounds that look like he was stabbed numerous times.
He used his nails. No way I can make it there without recovering from this. Plus, they got me on a bunch of morphine, so I don't know if I can even walk straight.
I get out of bed. I'm still in quite a bit of pain, but I can tell that this is something that I can't put off. Alright, fine, I'll go.
Great, kid. Grab my ID and get out of here. The machine is scheduled to transition all regions of the community to the new electricity.
So that means...
Yup. Soon everyone will be affected.
I grab his ID card and turn to the door, but before I even take a step, I turn to look back at the old man. Wait a second, why aren't we affected by this light?
I have a theory. Are you colorblind?
Yeah, red-green. Why?
Ah, yes, I am as well. If my theory is correct, that means that we probably can't fully perceive the light the stone is producing well enough for it to affect us in the same way.
I see. As I start to walk toward the door to the main hallway, the old man suddenly grabs me.
However, I believe the light still affects us, in some ways. I've been seeing and hearing things that I know aren't there, like hallucinations. I'll be honest, I'm not even certain that you are actually here.
He lets go of me, and I continue to the door to the hall and open it. Right. Thanks for the warning, and good luck to you, old man.
You as well.
As I walk through the hall to the elevator, I notice how empty everything seems. But then again, it's probably still early in the morning. Painstakingly, I make it to the elevator and click the button to go down to the main floor. I hear the elevator slowly coming up to me, but suddenly, the power flickers, then goes out. It comes back on almost right away, but now I notice something. The light is a darkish brown. Oh no. I hear a noise from behind me. I slowly turn to face it. a bunch of the patient rooms down the hall are opening up. I see a little girl with what looks like a broken leg walking out of one of the rooms. She clearly hasn't gotten a cast put on yet because the bone is still sticking out and moving as she walks. Another person is slowly crawling out of a different room. He must be paralyzed from the waist down. One more leaves her room, bleeding from her neck, and it's dripping onto the hallway floor. I'm so scared that I can't move. They haven't seen me yet, but I can't make a noise to let them hear me. But just then, the elevator reaches my floor. Oh shit. All at once, everyone looks at me. I run inside the elevator and press the button to the main floor. Unfortunately, something about this light means they can all run and crawl unbelievably fast toward me. I'm not gonna make it. Suddenly, I hear the old man yell,
"Come and get me! I'm in here, you bastards!"
Like predators, they all descend upon his room, and as the elevator doors close, I hear his blood-curdling scream. A few seconds later, I reach the main floor. I slowly walk out of the elevator. Thankfully, no one seems to be in the main lobby. I make my way outside and see an abandoned ambulance. I enter the driver's seat. Thankfully, the keys are in the ignition. I turn it on and make my way to the old research center. As I drive through the community, I see that all of the houses and buildings along the way have that same light. I hope I'm not too late. I pull up in front and put the ambulance in park. I notice that there's a hearse here. That was not here when I previously arrived during my walk earlier. I get out and make my way to the entrance. The main doors are locked, but I look over and see that there's an ID scanner. I scan the old man's ID, and the doors unlock. I open them and walk inside. There are papers and files all over the place. I go up to the front desk and look for any information to find out where the machine might be in the building. Instead, I find a memo from a Dr. Klassen.
Meet me in the basement tonight to test the machine. I know it's going to work. I can feel it. Ever since we've been working on this project, testing the stone they brought in, I think it's been trying to communicate with me. I feel its energy and power whenever I get close to it. Have you been feeling the same thing? Sometimes I see and hear things when I'm around it, but that might be from all the overtime they have us working.
Alright, so the basement must be where it is. I take the stairs down, and immediately I see the machine and head toward it. As I approach, more of it comes into view, and I stop. There's a man standing there, facing it.
Well, hello there.
Hi. What are you doing here?
My name is Dr. Klassen, and I'm one of the scientists that works here. The real question is, what are you doing here?
Okay, you're a scientist. Don't you know what's happening? What that light that stone is producing is doing to people? I'm here to stop this chaos and turn the machine off.
Turn off? Now, why would you want to do that?
Slowly, the doctor turns around. He looks pale, and one of his eyes is damaged. I freeze but manage to get out because people are getting killed.
Oh yes, but what's life without a little death?
He smirks at me.
The light that stone produced after our tests were successful, it's changed me. True, I lost control and attacked a colleague, and he stabbed me in the eye with a pen. I was dead, you see, or at least thought I was dead. I woke up in the morgue with no vision in my left eye, but I felt different, stronger. And I didn't lose control of myself when I saw that light again. No. No. It's much more than that. I crave death more and more. And there's something else too. The others, the ones the light took, they listened to me. Perhaps it's because I can only see the light with one eye and some parts of my brain were damaged, or maybe it just affects people differently. But you know what? I think the stone chose me to be its messiah. It brought me back for a reason, you see. I think it's trying to bond with me somehow.
The doctor pulls out a syringe.
I have been wondering, though. I helped make the stone's energy into electricity, sure, but what would happen if I took a concentrated part of the stone, fused it into a liquid, and injected it into my bloodstream? If just seeing the light has changed me, evolved me so completely, well, I'm sure this would too.
Are you crazy? Don't do it, I yell. But before I can get to him, the doctor jams the syringe into his leg, and once the contents are emptied into his body, he throws it away. Immediately, he starts screaming in pain and laughing at the same time. He drops to the ground and holds himself up with his hands. I can see his bones moving around inside his body, skin ripping apart. And even though his eyes and mouth are suddenly leaking blood, that's surprisingly not the part that I'm focused on. He's actually growing in size.
You see, I've become a god. The light chose me above all. Worship me and I might let you live.
He boomed, and all I can manage is a soft, "Oh, fuck." I run to the control room and close the door. Seconds later, he starts hitting the glass window by the control panel. I find the master power to the machine, grab the handle and pull it down, turning it off, and the lights go out with it.
No!
He continues to try to break the glass. It's not gonna last much longer. I back into the corner and hope it's a quick death. But no, I'm not gonna die, not after everything that's happened. I look around the room, thinking fast. There's an air duct that I can crawl into. I kick the vent cover a few times as hard as I can, and then rip it off to climb inside, and not a moment too soon. I hear the glass break behind me as I crawl as fast as I can forward, and then everything goes quiet. I'm safe for now, sure, but how am I going to get out of here alive? I reach another vent cover, and there's what looks to be an office on the other side. I break it as quietly as I physically can and crawl out. My stomach drops. The lights turn back on. That thing must have figured out how to turn the machine on. I go to leave the office, but just then, I hear a voice behind me.
Hey, kid.
I turn around. Old man?
Well, it's Dr. Batic, but I guess we didn't really have time for introductions, did we? Though you could have had the decency to read my name on my ID before you used it.
How are you alive? I'm pretty sure I heard you die.
But alas, I'm here.
Wait, how did you get here? I thought you couldn't move.
Well, I don't really know. Maybe something distracted the patients from killing me, and I ran off with some painkillers to be able to meet you here.
The old man seemed different, and he was acting strange. Okay, well, I'm assuming Dr. Klassen is your coworker and the one you stabbed in the eye? Yeah, he just finished turning into a monster from injecting himself with liquid made from the stone, and he's currently trying to kill me, and I'm sure anyone in general who gets in his way. And also, the machine is back on.
That all?
Yeah, are you trying to be funny? What are we gonna do?
Okay. I have an idea. We could try to lure him into the incinerator.
Alright, where's that?
In the basement, across from the control room.
I have to go back into the basement?
I'm afraid so.
I sigh, already accepting defeat. Fine. How do I activate it?
There's a big red button on the outside. Once he gets in, just hit it and the doors will close, locking him inside to burn.
As he's speaking, I notice a small radio alarm clock on the desk, next to where the old man is standing. I pick it up. Maybe I can use this to get him inside. I quickly walk out of the office and make my way back down to the basement. As I'm heading down the stairs, I start to feel goosebumps and an unnerving sensation that I can't shake. But upon first glance, there's no one down here, and I can't hear anything. I slowly crouch and move toward the incinerator until I hear a sickening crunching noise. It's him. He's trying to eat pieces of the stone. While he's occupied, I continue to move toward the incinerator. I place the radio alarm clock inside after setting it to go off in 3 minutes. Then I find a hiding spot behind a concrete pillar. I count down the seconds, unable to resist peering out with only 10 remaining. When the radio goes off, he immediately jumps up, and as predicted, he runs into the incinerator to attack it. I run to the button and slam it down. Try to come back from this. He turns and sees me, but it's too late. He starts banging against the door, and then I hear him hitting everything else inside. Below it, another weird noise is coming from the room.
Hey, kid, get away from that thing. It's going to explode.
I start running toward the control room, but suddenly it explodes outward, forcing me to slam against the wall. It takes a lot of effort for me to open my eyes, and for a moment, I can't move. But I keep trying, and eventually, I'm able to move my only working arm to try to lift myself up. I drop it back down after lifting myself halfway.
You know what you have to do.
I look over, and it's the old man again. What? He points. The syringe is lying next to me, and there's a little bit of liquid still inside. No, I can do this myself, and I don't want to turn into a monster like him.
He wasn't worthy. He was no god, just an animal. I thought he might have been worthy, but I guess I was wrong.
I try again to get up and barely manage. What are you talking about? He doesn't answer. Through the smoke and debris, I limp to the control room and reach for the handle to turn off the machine. The old man screams at me.
No.
I stop. What's wrong with you? I grab the handle, but before I can pull it down, the old man is suddenly behind me, grabbing my throat and lifting me up off the ground.
I can't let you stop the machine.
His grip gets tighter, and his hand must be on fire or something because it's burning my throat. I start to scream in agony. But the handle is still in reach, and with my last bit of strength, I pull it down, turning the machine off. Immediately, I drop back down to the ground. The old man is nowhere to be found. I look over at my broken arm. It's smoldering, and I quickly put it out with my burnt shirt. Was I grabbing at myself? It felt so real. Are these the hallucinations the old man was talking about? I look over at the stone. I know objects like rocks can't express emotion, but I see and feel like the stone is angry. I feel like it's compelling me to get closer. I try to shake it off, but the longer I look at it, the faster my vision fades. For the second time tonight, I black out. I wake up again. I'm back in bed. I think I'm at the hospital again. Was all of that some sort of weird dream? When I look at my arm, though, it's gone. The sleeve sewn up just below the shoulder. As I try to get up out of the bed, I realize that I'm strapped in this time. The lights in the room change color.
Thomas.
It's the old man. How does he know my name?
You've been a bad boy, Thomas.
What is happening? How are you here?
What? You didn't think this guy and his team were the only people trying to decipher the stone and all its secrets, did you? Guess you could say they, figured it out.
Who are you? What are you?
Basically, I'm the stone. Or I guess I'm the consciousness of the stone, represented by someone you know, or should I say, knew. I'm trying to get to you, but you seem to be quite the challenge. I'm sure it's because of those eyes of yours, but don't worry. I get in eventually. I always do. Just takes time.
I try even harder to get out of the straps. The old man creeps toward me and slowly leans toward my ear. And then he whispers,
Oh, and one more thing. This isn't a hospital.
My eyes widen, and I fight against the straps even harder, almost flipping the bed from the force of it. All of a sudden, though, a man and a woman, both in lab coats and wearing some type of sunglasses, come in and roll my bed out of the room. I see a new, bigger machine attached to the stone, and several people are working around it as they bring me to another room. This time, they lock my bed in place before leaving. There's an overweight, bald man sitting in a chair in front of me.
Good morning, Thomas. I've been told you've been through quite a lot.
What the hell do you want?
I just want some answers, that's all. You're the only one at the research center who's still alive, and that can't be a coincidence. My first question is, why doesn't the light affect you? We monitored you in the other room there, and switched the city power to the stones temporarily. It didn't seem like anything changed in you, though I guess you did talk to yourself and mumble.
Why should I answer you?
I'm not your enemy, Thomas. We fixed up your arm and treated you here at our facility. It would be rude not to answer me. But of course, if you don't, I'm sure we can find a way to make you talk.
The bald man opens up a bag, filled with different types of knives and sharp objects. I swallow hard. All right, okay. I think it's because I'm red-green colorblind and I can't fully perceive the red light the stone's producing.
Interesting.
Suddenly, the door opens, and the woman from before comes back in. Mr. Sherburne, we're ready to try the next test.
Excellent. Bring him downstairs to the machine.
I look at him angrily. What? Why?
Because we have more tests for you, Thomas.
They grab my bed and roll me down. 6 people are surrounding me.
All right, everybody. This is test number 2. Ready?
Another person by the machine answered. Yeah, everyone put on your glasses. Everyone puts on these weird-looking glasses and look directly at me.
3, 2, 1.
The scientist next to the machine pulls a lever, and the light in the room changes again. But it seems so much more intense this time, and I can feel it on my skin in a way that I wasn't able to before.
Hello again, Thomas. Did you miss me?
Of course, it's the old man again. Leave me alone! Mr. Sherburne leans in close to me.
What's wrong? What did you see?
The old man walks up to the bed in front of my feet.
Do you feel that, Thomas? It shouldn't take much longer now.
I point frantically to him. You don't see him? Before he can answer, there's a clatter across the room, and everyone, including Mr. Sherburne, freezes. One of the scientists has lost their glasses.
Sean, are you okay?
He falls to his knees and coughs up some blood. The old man looks to him, and then back to me.
Well, now, he was much easier to get to.
The scientist slowly gets back up and looks at Mr. Sherburne. There's no emotion in his eyes anymore. Nothing but a hopeless, blinding rage.
Sean?
Sean quickly rushes at Mr. Sherburne and starts tearing at his chest. He screams in agony. I try to get out of the straps, but they're too strong. The old man walks closer.
Just let me in. I can make you one of my crusaders if you wish, instead of a mindless creature like this one.
I keep struggling to get out, ignoring this sick, twisted voice in my head. Help! Please help! The old man looks disappointed.
No, come on. It's probably going to happen soon anyway. These nice people here just strengthened the light. I know you can feel it, going inside your skin.
One of the scientists that was by my bed earlier quickly undoes the strap on my left arm, allowing me to jump off the bed and run toward what I think is the exit. But the old man is blocking it.
Sorry, Thomas, but you've officially missed the deadline. It's just too late. You're mine now.
He reaches out and all he has to do is touch me once. I fall to my knees and blood rushes up to my mouth. And suddenly, all I can feel is rage. I have the urge to kill everyone in this place. A huge, huge thank you to all of my poltergeists. Bobby Tripp, Calderin, Cheryl Meredith, Gary, Imugi, Joker Smurf 3, Nathan Konark, Sinister Fruitbat, and Spirit Father. As always, your support is so appreciated, and thank you from the very bottom of my heart.